Hey everybody, what's up? It's your boy. Welcome back to the Back and Forth channel. Thank you so much for returning. For those that are new, welcome, welcome. Everybody is welcome. Make sure you throw a like down on this video before you disappear in the first 3 minutes. Subscribe to the channel. Make sure you turn on those notifications so you get the next video first. Comment downstairs if you can guess what the next Transformer is going to be. You will win a prize. Stick around till the end. That's when we do the insanely ridiculous size comparison, so you're going to want to see that. Now, moving on with the video. Today we're taking a look at Transformers Beast Wars Transmetals 2 Tigerhawk. This is an Ultra Class Transformer that was released back in 1999. So this guy is already quarter of a century old. In the same year, Beast Wars Metals in Japan, there was a Japanese release under the Beast Wars Metals line, C-50, looked very, very similar. And then just a short 4 years later, he was re-released in Transformers Universe's line, Universe, and it was a purple and red redeco of the same mold. So this is his first of four. This guy's a quadruple changer modes. I'm going to see if I can get this box into the video. Let's just slide that in and let's move Tigerhawk. You have already messed with my stacks on stacks on stacks, you piece of... We're going to move him just off camera slightly just to see if we can make some space for this packaging, because I would very much like to show it to you. This one right here is a donated Transformer from one of my colleagues. I have the Transformer in box here, and I want you to be able to see these three modes that he can transform into. So there's the first mode, and that's kind of how I have him set up right now. Pretty darn close, and that's his Tigerhawk mode. Then the second mode is the aerial battle mode. So you can take a look at that, and we're going to get him transformed into that right after this. We're going to do our damn best, and essentially the legs are stretched out, all the guns are facing forward. So actually in the Tigerhawk mode, his guns are flipped backwards. I'm not going to worry too much about that mode. We're going to be going from aerial battle mode to ultra robot mode, and then there is actually a mystery fourth mode as well, which is kind of like a tank rendition. If I can find a link to any of those pictures, I will definitely post them down below so you can click those links and see this mythical fourth mode that nobody has ever seen and no one knows how to transform. Here's his stat sheet. So let's take a look at that. He is incredibly smart. 100 means this guy's one of the smartest Transformers to ever live. What else do we got? We got this box was from the Mexican release, the Mexico release, so that's why there's a whole lot of Spinito. Strength was 82, speed was 81, endurance was 73, rank was 7.0, his courage was 8.4, his firepower 9.7. So actually these are all points. So his intelligence, I'm going to read them as just percentages of 100 because it's easier. So that intelligence, like I said, is 100%. His firepower is 97%. So this guy is a guy who could seriously whip some ass if he showed up to a battle. There's some Tigerhawk function there. What does it say? Tigerhawk, a puzzling new cybernetic entity. Tigerhawk is the result of an advanced alien species apprehension of the former Tigertron and Air Razor. Mysteriously combined and reconfigured in a Wuhan lab, Tigerhawk was sent back as a prophet of peace to end the long war between Maximo and Predacon. Possesses elemental powers to summon earthquakes, too soon, electrical storms, and tsunamis. Has VOK, alien enhanced intelligence, and an incredible arsenal of weaponry, including an ion diminisher that paralyzes enemies. Son of a bitch. Phenomenal. So that's the packaging. We're going to get that off screen, slide that out of here, and we're going to take a quick look at the mani, because I was able to, well, I mean, mine is complete, as is, well, I don't know if the other one is, but mine is complete. So this is the manual, and I'll just make sure I go through all the different boxes so that if you'd like to at any point in the video, you can pause it and utilize that to your ability. for your necessity, out of your necessity. So there you go. There you go. There you go. And then we'll go ahead and give it the old flipsicles, which is actually, is it the same thing? No. So we're going to go here, 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 there, there. Da-na-na-na-na-na-na-na. We did it. So that is the mani. And let's make sure we fold it up properly. Shapa! There's the manual. Let's put that off to the side. So this is the back and forth channel. Everything gets transformed back and forth. So in the... Let's move these out of the way because they're going to fire immediately. In the original, the first mode, I believe these are tucked back like this. And the picture shows these wings kind of up like that, but this is the furthest back they go. So that would be his first mode, or his Tigerhawk mode. So let's take a look at that. So we'll take a look at the sides. Lots of great paint detailing here. And I believe in the Tigerhawk mode, I have to take a look. Yes, this is actually back here. So that's tucked back there. So you can fully see his tiger head, which makes sense in Tigerhawk mode. Now, interestingly, mouth opens and the tongue inside is posable. That is a trip. He's got fully capped teeth, never brushed as a kid. And yeah, so that's the side. Let's take a look at his cannon-filled ass. Bam, bam. And... shake your tail, feather. What up, Nelly? That's the top view of the Tigerhawk mode. That's the other side, which is the same as the beginning side. And then you have this, one of the really strange features of this is that in the very middle, there's this kind of cockpit pod that has a rotating chair. Presumably for a little minifig. You could probably get a little minifig in there, and it rotates along with the movement of the vehicle. It's meant to look gyroscopic. It's definitely not, but that's kind of cool. So from here, I'm just going to put this up to the side here. Let's go into aerial battle mode. And really the only thing that changes there's not too much, is these wings come up, which will flip these guns forward like so. And then I believe the wings are in the forward position. So there's some buttons right back here, and you just clip those buttons, and that allows that to swing forward, and bam. I'm not going to worry about straightening out the legs too much, because he's supposed to have his legs like, well, sure, why not? He's supposed to have his legs like this. So he's going wee, wee, and I guess see, that's him flying through the skies, soaring through the airs. Wouldn't you absolutely crap yourself? Oh, this is supposed to be in Battle Cat mode for the aerial mode. So there you go. This is the second mode, which is the aerial battle mode. We can actually pop his missiles in there if you'd like to see what that looks like. Why not? Let me spoil you. Ooh, ah. Ooh, ooh, ah. Watch out! Yeah, anyways, there's that. So that's what he looks like in flying mode. Now, a quick little mention before we forget about it, get those missiles out of the way, is that he's got these triggers in the middle of his feet. So if anybody were to, if he lands on a branch, aha, ow, he can grab onto the branch and then hold on to the branch. So anyways, that's that. In case anybody's here that is a current subscriber of the channel, you might hear some background noise and definitely a difference in the audio. I've gone back to the cell phone audio just for this video because the fridge is on and I wanted to pick up as little of that as possible. And with the new mic system, the Rode Wireless Go 2, it would pick up a lot of it. So we're just going to use this for now. So let's go to the robot mode. Let's get these wings placed back. and this one placed back like that. Now, these will stay in the forward flip position unless you lift this up. So lift that up, and then you can lock the feather there and the gun in place. Same on the other side. Lift that up, and this locks and that locks, so we can get those out of the way. So I believe the first thing you want to do is lift up the tail feather, and then you're going to collapse these feet, which we've already done, and you're going to fold them into these grooves of these hindquarters at the back. So we're just going to give them a clickety-click barb a trick. Second side, easy ride. Hopefully everybody's doing awesome today. I really hope everybody's having a great day, and hopefully this video makes it even better. So next you're going to want to untab his arms. You've got one here at the bottom, which is not really tabbed in cat hair. It just kind of folds forward like so. And actually, yes, it is. This is tabbed in. There's two tabs right up there. There's one there and one there on the other side. So you untab that, and then you come to the top, and there's a fist right here, and it's tabbed in. You just pull it up, and you can leave that whole assembly like that for now. Next thing you're going to want to do is take this back section, unclip it, and we're going to move these legs all the way into the forward position so that we can finish bringing this down. And then these double hinges allow the whole unit to swing out. And now you're going to want to bring these into the backward position. So swing that out. Swing this out. I said, okay, swing it out. And flip her all the way back. And now you can compress this section just like so. And then that tabs together with that big fat peg right there. So I said that tabs together with the big fat peg. Okay. And now we're going to finish these legs off. And in order to do that, you just grab these. Man, this is, I have to admit, this is one of the least fun transformers to transform I have ever transformed, as far as simple transformations go. So anyway, you flip this paw all the way back. That's going to kick out his heel and toe. And then we'll do the same on the other side. Flip this paw all the way back to kick out that heel, toe, like so. And then you're going to take these calf protectors and flip them back, well, down. Actually, I'm holding it upside down. So flip these calf protectors all the way into the down position. And those legs are essentially done at this point. Now we're going to come back up here. And this section right here is going to swing 90 degrees. So, but before we do that, we're going to untab this double hinge of the head. So you just pull up and back, and that's out of the way. And then you're going to flip this 90 degrees clockwise if you're facing forward. And just so these are arms, so these arms will sit down by the sides there. And you're going to want clearance in order to bring this whole section up. And before we do, we're going to flip the head out, and we're going to turn that head around. Hey, what's up? Look at those personal protective equipment shades. So get that out of the way. Now we should be able to fold this back. I can see things flipping up back there. Make sure this is in the right orientation, and this just clicks in like so. That's the torso. Now these arms click into these, peg into these holes right there. So you're going to just peg these, Peggy Sue, and Peggy Sue. So those arms are pretty much done. This is pretty much the whole transformation at this point. Now you've got his loincloth to click into his nuts right here, and that's just going to hold the legs in place like so. And that is pretty much him. You also move this Battle Cat helmet and click it into the bottom of the head. And then you can pretty much set up the wings however you like. I'm going to set them up like that and set this one up like that. So interestingly, oh, there we go. So, is this gargantuan thing going to stand? Will he oblige with a stacks on stacks duty shot? Stacks on stacks on stacks. Duty! Come on, Be a man. Will he? Boom! Stacks on stacks on stacks. Duty! And we can put those missiles into his rocket launcher. There you go. And actually, these rocket launchers, I'm going to show you that. I'm going to super spoil you. They untab. And now he's definitely not going to stand because he's so off. Oh, look at you. Look at you go, man. And then you can actually, what you do is you put one in the back of his fist, the other in the front of his fist. Then you load them up like so. And then you can launch them. Blue on blue. And these are keyed so that they're supposed to go in one side only, and that is with this yellow beep boop facing out towards the wing. So if you've got that facing in, then you've got it in the wrong one. And they tend to only want to lock if you've got the right ones in there. So let's take a look at the robot. This is him. This is Tigerhawk Transmetal 2 Ultra Robot form. I'm going to put him back here so we can actually get all of him in camera. There's the side shot. Look at all that glorious chrome. I really like the blue against the green. I have to admit, it's really nice colors. So that's kind of cool. The shoulder cockpit is hilarious. And that is him. And you know what? I usually do the size comparison at the very end, but let's do it right now. Today's size comparison is brought to you by Super Gross Stuff. Bam! Sick Tax Maggot Flavor. Yuck. You've got 99% maggots. There is, in that 99%, there's 53% maggot babies. 86% maggot puke, 27% unidentified puke, and that does not equal 100%. And yeah, that's disgusting. So here is the size comparison. That is not a full-size thing of Tic Tacs. It's quite small in comparison, you know, as you can see up against my thumb. But there is your size comparison. Size comparison, size comparison, size comparison. So there's that. Back and forth channel. Let's go back from, or forth from back, or whichever way we go. The last thing we did, I believe, was click this loincloth into place. So we're going to untab that. And then I'm just going to move these wings out of the way for now, just so I've got some room to work, jerk. Then unclick these shoulders, like so. Then we're going to move this torso section forward so we can spin that head. I'm going to make you feel. And then go like that. And we're just going to leave this here. We're going to take this opportunity to click the head back in on that double hinge, like so. Make sure that's all the way in. It is. And then we're going to turn this whole thing counterclockwise from the forward position so that this arm is lined up with the center here, and that head section is lined up with the back of the middle of the wings. That's how we're going to want that. Now we're going to come down to these Liz eggs, and we're going to lift up these calf sections, bring his paws forward. That'll bring all his heel and toe section just recessed into the leg. Put that up there. Second side, easy ride. Calf protector up there to expose the paw. Paw goes forward. Everything gets hidden in SWOIT. Okay, come to the back. Let's separate this section. And now we're going to bring these forward to tab in. And you can see there's big chunky tabs right there. Those are now going to go into these holes right there. So we're going to swing this forward because that's how I had them originally. And I'm going to also bring this out of the way. So I'm just going to spin these down while I'm at it to get me some clearance. Come on. Like that. And now I can get these legs to go home. I'm just going to do that for now so I can, like that. Same thing on the other side. Bring it forward, collapse it in, and tab it into its resting place. Now I'm going to come back here, and I'm going to lift this whole section. Bring that back. Clip that into place. Fold these legs down, and they're not going to be in the position you need right off the top, but I find that you kind of have to level these slotted parts to this top is usually a good starting point. So I'm just going to do that for now. Straighten these out. We'll worry about opening all that later. Now we're going to come up here. Now I'm going to bring these wings down, make me some space, tab this arm into that peg up top, come back down here, and you're going to tab this cockpit section into the two arms that have tabs to meet. I don't know if you can see that in there. There's two tabs to meet. And I think I got them. And then lift these up. And let's get these legs situated, sir. Usually somewhere around there is good. And I'm going to bring this battle cat looking thing down again. Let's get his tongue down there so you can see it. Ooh, so cool, blue tongue. Somebody's been drinking Curacao. And bring these down. And you bring his bum gun up into here, into this little section here. Like that. And then this has a little kind of diamond pattern that does kind of sit in this. Oh, let's take a look at his sweet, sweet symbol. I'm just going to push that down in there like that. Now you can lastly open these feet, trying to not touch that trigger because it really likes to trigger. And then see if we've got something slightly resembling what he should look like. I believe we do. There he is in all his glory. Stacks on stacks on stacks. Glory. I can tell that he's not wanting to stay exactly where he should be for his shot here. But that's him. There you go, folks. There you go. We only bashed the camera slightly. Thank you so much for returning to the channel. That was Beast Wars Transmetals 2 Ultra Class Tigerhawk. If you're still here, slide that thumb down and give the video a like. It really helps the channel. Subscribe while you're at it. Share this with somebody else. And if you haven't been told recently, love ya. Secret Guy out.